On May 29, 2018, Roseanne tweeted, "Muslim Brotherhood and Planet of the Apes had a baby equals VJ." This is the Museum of Twitter, the show where we talk about the most important tweets in the history of Twitter.com. This was not the tweet I was planning on covering today, but the news of yesterday into today kind of forced my hand. Specifically because, as you no doubt know, the FCC strong-armed ABC into canceling Jimmy Kimmel's TV show. Well, technically he's just suspended indefinitely, but you know. And that led a lot of people to make really stupid comparisons, including Roseanne Barr herself. When David Frum, who I can't believe I agree with pretty often now, said, trying to imagine the reaction if the Biden administration had demanded that Fox fire Greg Gutfeld because he wasn't sufficiently sad about the assault on Paul Pelosi. Roseanne quoted that and said, "Yeah, imagine an administration putting pressure on a television channel to fire a comedian they didn't like." Now, lots and lots of people pointed out correctly that when Roseanne's show got canceled because of things she tweeted, it was the first Trump administration. Sammy Gold says you got fired when Donald Trump was president. Some people are going on in conspiracies in the reply saying like, yeah, but Obama called the ABC and told them they had to fire her. Now, obviously, this is completely unsourced. And also, even if he did do that, which I don't think he did, he would be a private citizen at the time and would not be threatening to pull the licenses of local ABC affiliates. And so we're not talking about a difference of degree, we're talking about a difference in kind. Obviously, there is a difference between a private citizen saying, hey, you should maybe cancel this person's show, they said something racist, and the government saying, hey, if you don't cancel this person's show, we'll pull licenses for your local affiliates and ruin your business. Obviously, that's a different thing, but I thought it was important because this is being discussed to actually talk about what Roseanne said to get fired. Because I think of all of the tweets that have gotten people in trouble, this might be the one like people talk about the actual substance of the least. Because to most people who are sane and don't have their brain completely ruined by the internet, this tweet is completely incomprehensible. Now, let me share the context. This account, SGT Report, shared a bombshell from Julian Assange about Obama supposedly spying on French presidential candidates. Michelle Park responds, "Obama's secrets are coming out more and more every week. This is getting very interesting. What a crooked man. He hit it well." And Max responds, "Jared held tight a lot." To which Roseanne responds, "Muslim Brotherhood and Planet of the Apes had a baby equals VJ." Now, even with that context, it's probably still impenetrable to most people. Because most people have no idea who VJ or Jarrett is. VJ or Jarrett refers to Valerie Jarrett, who is a longtime advisor to President Obama. And she is often the target of conspiracy theories about Obama. Now, a rule I have, and it's not always true and it might be a little unfair, is that if someone is yelling about a person who works in the White House that most people have never heard of, they're probably really far down the rabbit hole. Now, I'm not going to test the character of Valerie Jarrett. Maybe she did do bad things, I don't know. But I definitely don't think she did whatever Roseanne thinks she did. And what Roseanne says about her is that she's a combination of the Muslim Brotherhood and Planet of the Apes. The Muslim Brotherhood is a transnational Sunni organization. It's often the target of right-wing conspiracy theories because it's a group with the word Muslim in the name. And it is considered a terrorist organization by multiple governments in the Arab world, but I'm not going to comment on the reasonableness of that. That's not the point of this video. What's worth noting is that Valerie Jarrett is not a part of the Muslim Brotherhood. Like, she's not even Muslim. But the thing that really got her fired was the second part of it, saying Planet of the Apes. And that's why I'm always so baffled when people say that she should not have been fired, because with the last 8 months as an exception, it feels like any time in the last 30 years you publicly accuse a black woman in government of being descendant from apes, you're gonna get fired. Like, you shouldn't get fired from your job at Ace Hardware if you say that, but if you're a public-facing figure and you have a TV show with your name on it, you're probably gonna get fired. It's so weird to act like that's out of bounds to fire someone for. Portraying black people as apes is like an open and shut racist thing to do. And the thing that's so maddening about the fact that now she's complaining, oh, I was forced to be fired, yada yada, is that at the time, she was really apologetic. She tweeted at Valerie Jarrett, "I don't know if you saw it, but I want to apologize to you for hurting and upsetting you with an insensitive and tasteless tweet. I am truly sorry. My whole life has been about fighting racism. I made a terrible mistake which caused hundreds of people to lose their jobs. So sorry." And then later she famously attributed her tweet to being on Ambien, finishing the tweet with, "Don't defend it please TY," which made Sanofi, I'm not sure, the company that owns Ambien, to say, "People of all races, religions, and nationalities work at Sanofi every day to improve the lives of people all around the world. While all pharmaceutical treatments have side effects, racism is not a known side effect of any Sanofi medication." As someone who's been critical of corporate tweets before, that's a good one. And if it isn't obvious how grossly racist the comparison is, like if you did not grow up knowing that you're not supposed to compare black people to apes, right-wing Twitter troll of the time, Bill Mitchell, tweeted out a photo of Valerie Jarrett alongside a photo of a female character from the original Planet of the Apes films. He said, "Zero resemblance." Once again, if we exclude the last 8 months, this type of thing would get someone fired at any time during my life. Especially because Roseanne had been tweeting crazy conspiracies long before she tweeted this. 2 months before she got fired, people were writing articles about the fact that she was tweeting things that were obviously QAnon and Pizzagate conspiracies. And she had previously tweeted about Susan Rice, another black woman who was an Obama advisor, having big swinging 8 balls. And she's done this thing where she tries to act like she got fired for a joke. Like 2 years ago on Fox, she talked about like, oh, the left has no humor at all. I got fired for making a joke. And Mombity at large pointed out that it was not not a joke. Like, yeah, she didn't literally mean that Valerie Jarrett was somehow from the Muslim Brotherhood and the fictional characters in Planet of the Apes, but like, the point of what she was saying was not like, haha, this is so funny. She was trying to say that a black woman was evil and should be discredited because she, I guess, has ties to Muslim people and is black. Like, it's just straight up gutter racism. These last 24 hours have been absolutely awful. They've been extremely frustrating. They've made me very, very, very scared. But I've also been extremely annoyed at all the crazy false equivalences people have been having. Roseanne did not get fired because of the weight of the federal government. No one threatened to pull contracts or licenses from ABC affiliates. She got fired because she said something racist. It happens. You have to be willfully obtuse if you can't see the difference between a random person on Twitter saying, hey, you should fire this person, and the government saying, fire this person or else. And of course, the code of this story is that Roseanne got fired and they rebooted the show without her, and it ran for like 5 seasons and still did pretty well. So like, how much value was she really adding? Apologies if this comes off as too self-important, but while I don't talk about powerful people in this country every episode, or even most episodes, I do it not infrequently, and I just want to know that I have no intentions of changing the way I talk about these people, no matter what the government does, even if they buy this app and make it so that things bad about the government are completely slowed down. That's tough. I love the endorphin rush of getting views, but I like looking at myself in the mirror more. And so if you'd like to support the show, not that I'm like the most important journalistic entity out there, I would hope you go to my Patreon, patreon.com/museum of Twitter, where you get weekly bonus episodes and you get to vote on what I cover on Subscriber Sundays, because I love doing the show, and should the bottom fall out for whatever reason, because of censorship or whatever, I would like to continue doing the show, and I would like the show to continue helping me make my rent, because it does do that.